Okay, so there are so many opportunities in Web3, and it seems like you know what is Web3? What is so why are people so why are people talking about Web3, Web3, Web3? What exactly is Web3? For you to understand Web3, you need to understand the journey. Just like for you to understand crypto, you need to understand where the crypto journey started from, which was from Bitcoin. So you don't just start jumping into crypto. You start from the beginning of the beginning. That way you understand the purpose of Bitcoin. And that way, whatever is going on around you wouldn't affect you. The news wouldn't affect you because you know this is beyond all this news. And then your eye will just be on the goal. So in Web3, you have to go back to what is Web1, what is Web2, and what is Web3 bringing to us. I don't know if any of you were, if any of you were born around, most likely. So if you were born around the 1990s, you will notice that at that time, there were no phones, right? There were no phones. I remember us always running to our neighbor to use their landline to call my uncle that lived in Lagos then. And I remember when the first mobile phone came in, how the SIM card was so expensive, like 50,000 naira. Like, it's so crazy now to think that the SIM card was that expensive. That era was the era, that period was the transition from Web 1 to Web 2. You see that 1990s period? That was when, because that time, they were not even internet per se. It was mostly anything that was existing online was basically what do you call it? It wasn't interactive. It was just like a page, HTML page. You cannot. It wasn't shareable. But most of the things that we had there were more like libraries. It was like having like online version of libraries. Read only. You're just reading it. You can't like it. You can't share. You can't do it. You can't. It's just for resources sake. So now the internet blossomed from there, and we entered Web 2 around the 1990s. We entered Web 2. Funny enough, Web 2 have not even been that old. It's just barely like around 20-something years old. We entered Web 2, and Web 2 now brought in shareable forms of internet, social media. We started having apps, and the first kind of phones we had, which ended Web 1, were like those. I remember we had 3310 back then. We had Trayon, we had Sajem. Yeah, we had Sajem kind of phones. You could only do phone calls with it. There was no form of internet on it. So we now entered Web 2 officially, especially in Nigeria. We started having the era of phones that were smart, the smartphones. You can now open. Yahoo was popular. Yahoo Mail was popular back then. We now had Google now came in, became big, and started offering, became the gang of Web 2. You could search, you could create accounts. People started having social media accounts. That was Web 2. The content was now shareable. You can copy, you can share something, you can comment, you can share opinion. It wasn't just read only, it was engaging. But then the challenge with it is that these companies now users don't have control of their data. Users don't have control of their data. Is this company, for example, now Facebook. Facebook is a typical Web 2 company, but they are trying to migrate into Web 3. So, but they are in control of the data. If you check your phone, your Facebook app, you will see your activities and see how much access that Facebook has to your bank apps. It will shock you that Facebook has access to the last time you opened your bank app, to the last time you used your bank app. If you never checked it before, go to your settings, you'll find it, your activities on your phone, all the games you're playing on your phone. Facebook have access to those things. They use those things, unless you turn it off. they use those things to recommend adverts to people. So Facebook is making money from adverts by recommending your activities to people that pay for ads. So in Web3, people are going to have much more control over what data any company can use. If they give you approval, you can use their data. If they don't, now the challenge with Web3 is the fact that these companies that are trying to make this product more user friendly. I don't know if all this is I'm explaining, they are making sense to you. So whether we like it or yes, we're definitely going to Web3. And Web2 is going to be an era of people are still going to remain in Web2, especially those that Web3 might look very confusing to. But the Gen Zs and the millennials are definitely moving into Web3. But the baby boomers, like our parents, they might have a struggle trying to adjust to Web3 because we're no longer saying, it's not going to be just, if you lose your password, you're not just going to go and say, send support and say, I lost my password, don't help me retrieve it. No. It's not going to be like that anymore because you're not the one in control, in charge and everything. So you're the one in control, even down to your security. So what some of these companies are doing there, they're trying to migrate and create simpler solutions that will make Web3 user-friendly to people. And Web3 is going to make it very easy for people to monetize their activities by themselves. Because the way we are now, people are, what Facebook did, for example, is to give you a place to interact with family and friends, you post pictures and all of those things. But we are the ones that made Facebook what it is today. Without us, Facebook will not be rich. And it's amazing is our data that Facebook became rich from. And now they made WhatsApp to be more, if you're using WhatsApp business, you can see that you cannot even advertise your WhatsApp status. You can advertise your WhatsApp status too now. So you are paying WhatsApp to use the data they're collecting from people, or you're paying Facebook to use the data they're collecting from people's activities. And no, so this in Web3, this is going to be available to everybody. Both Facebook or everybody, you cannot find a way to monetize your activities and do whatever you know how to do best. So the opportunities that are available in Web3, there are plenty, but you need to understand that it's going to be more result oriented because everything is going to be out there. This is no longer a place whereby you are building in public. If nobody knows you on social media, there's a little chance that they will patronize you. If you're not actively doing, this is no longer a place where you simply go and apply for a job and expect to get it. No. They'll be asking you, can I see your proof of work? Let's say it was easier for a complete novice to start something in Web2. In Web3, it's going to be about what can you do. So that means in Web3, you're going to really be focused on how much results can I get with what I know how to do. So a lot of practice is going to go into it. There is no, when I say there's no easy way to present it, because at the end of the day, what pays you, the money you make is as a result of the result you brought to another person. If you can't bring the results, then you didn't earn the pay. If you want to earn the money you're looking for, then the question should always be, what solution, what problem does this person have, and how can my skill solve it? Because there are a lot of problems out there that you can solve. So in Web3, it's going to be from the point of view of solutions, results. Because now we have content generators everywhere. Copymatic, Writesonic, Copy.ai, there are plenty of them. They are replacing writers, whether you like it or not. And they are very good. So what makes you better than those content generators? These artificial intelligence applications, they are very good. So you must prove that even though that these AI apps exist, there is something extra you're bringing to the table. So this AI will not completely replace content writers, but it means that people will no longer settle for just an average content writer. They will need more. It means that you should know how to use these content generators and increase your ability to deliver content even faster. If you used to write one content article per day, with a content generator, you can generate 10 articles per day. So these things should make your work better, seamless, faster. You can deliver better results. So the opportunity in the Web3 space is both for non-tech and tech people. Both non-tech and tech people. In the non-tech, we have things that doesn't involve coding, like zero coding. We have the content writing. For technical writing, you need experience in coding, even for at least basic experience in coding. Community management, customer success, graphic design. Now in graphic design, you must start looking into user interface and user experience, because graphic design makes a lot of sense. If you go to a website now and you can deliver designs that will blend with a brand's identity and the brand assets, which is where the UI, user interface and user experience comes in. So you're not just designing, your colors must be in line with the brand's color, the logo. So whatever you are doing as a graphic designer, you must learn how to, when a client gives you a work, you must find out the details about the company and make sure that your designs are in sync with the brand they are presenting to the public. Or you can make recommendations that will present the company even better. Now, in the other part of the non-tech areas, also product management, product marketing, and all of those things. They're going to need people that know how to manage products from the point of production to the point of sales. Now, this is not technical part. Now you're going to be able to draft up strategies that will move a product. Now, the designers or the developers will work on all the every, but you should know how to manage that product, manage all the PR, manage how the customers see it and perceive that product, up until the company achieve the result they want to achieve from that product. Product marketing too, how to market that product to the public, and then in order for the company to get their results. Other opportunities, we have tech opportunities, developers. Now there are Web3 developer languages like React and all of those things. There are languages that are very common in Web2, coding languages. There are languages that are very, very common in Web3. So, but you need to know the Web2 to be able to upgrade to Web3. And, you can't just jump into the Web3 languages. There are different developer roles. Now, there are no coding tech roles. For example, developer relations. If you're someone that have an insight, maybe you have a basic understanding of coding, you can look into being a developer relation. Developer relation is like being a relationship manager between developers and the founders of the company. You can create communities of developers for a company and help them, because one thing, developers are very techy and they might not know how to communicate what they are doing to the general public or to the company. So developer relations are very super duper important in Web3. It's like a new role entirely. You might look into it. It's very highly paid. It's a highly paid role. Like you can earn $2,000, $35 per month as developer relations. All you need to do first of all is pick a programming language, or if you're in crypto space. In the crypto space, you pick a particular, maybe pick Ethereum, for example, and you find out what programming languages are very common in Ethereum, this thing, get acquainted with it, and, learn how to manage developers, like what makes them unique, what makes them different from other communities and all of that, and then you apply for those roles. There's another role that's called Scrum Master. Scrum Master is also like a project manager. Just be ready. There are going to be new job roles that are going to come out. So do not be scared by their names. Just look at the job requirements. What does it require to actually do this role? If you look at job requirements, you will not be surprised that some of those requirements are things that you can already do. So all you need to do is to present it in the Web3 way, Web3 format. To present it in the Web3 circumstance, environment, and stuff like that. There are tons of opportunities in the Web3 space. For whatever you know how to do today, all you need to do to find out does it have a different name in Web3? Like for content writers now, they'll be known as copywriters, because content writers will be needed for marketing copies, either marketing copies, which usually come in different formats, press releases, product description articles, all those things. They're going to come in all those manners. So you have to find out what now exactly are the roles. And this is easy to know. Just go to job sites, pull up the different job postings of your particular roles, and look at the job requirements, not the roles and the description of the job. What is the company requiring from you? What are they expecting you to have even before the interview? That way you have an idea what are the demands of your. So if what you know how to do now is not available in Web3, the question now is, how do you transition what you know how to do now into what is available in Web3? So I think at this point, this is a very excessive topic, because you need to address different departments and the different expectations and all of those things. So I don't know if you have any questions from what I've been saying so far. So good. Hopefully we're going to have more sessions like this.